I'm back with another video. Before I get into what the video is about, update, I've changed my YouTube channel name from Sanya Walu to Deckled Edges. I just thought that was a little bit more on brand with the bookish community. I'm trying to change all my platform URLs to the same thing as well. I've started a new Bookstagram that's a Deckled Edges, link down below. My Twitter handle is now changed to Deckled Edges as well, down below. And I think I might have changed Goodreads, or maybe not, I don't know. But again, I'll just link everything down below so you know what the fuck is up. I just wanted to have something a little bit more bookish than use my name as a brand. I felt that I probably needed to separate my book obsession from my design life. So I'm going to keep my name for my design career and then Deckled Edges for the book side of things. On to what this video is about. I'm going to be talking to you all about things I'd like to see more in books. And I'm not talking about plot and characters and writing style. I am literally talking about the hard physical copy of a book. For those of you who don't know, I am a huge book nut. I literally sit and bind hardback sketchbooks when I'm stressed or when I have free time, because that's how crazy I am about books. Literally this, I handmade myself. I also have a box of 20 unused sketchbooks. God knows why. I make sketchbooks and then I don't use them. It takes me a whole year to finish a 100-page sketchbook, so I don't know what I'm doing making them, but I just love making them. So, I digress. Back to the topic. Just gonna talk about books, trends I'd like to see in hard copy books. Okay, first thing I'd really like to see in books is colored casings, colored hard copies. And this is specifically a call-out post to fantasy novels that are always black for some frickin' reason. But why use black when you could do something like bright red or yellow? Shout out to Adam Silvera, homeboy knows what's up. Green or pink. Contemporary books do this, and those books look so beautiful. Why limit fantasy books to just black or just white? There's a whole range of insane colors out there. Just throw yourself into that world. It's so gorgeous, and it just makes for some exquisite book photos. So don't cheap out on me here. Give me some colorful books. Another thing I'd really like to see are fancy end papers. I'm going to hold it like this so you can see what I'm talking about, because I do not want to adjust the ISO and give you... So yeah, we're just going to work it this way. So you see the snowflake patterns? That's what I'm talking about. Give me some patterns on my end pages. This kind of ties into the Witchwood theme. I think it's set in some winterland. It works. It's pretty. I love it. Adam Silvera's They Will Die at the End has some... It's got a gradient and it's got a repeating pattern on it. Those are some beautiful end pages. Give me more of that. I feel like contemporary books are doing exactly what I want them to do. So this video should probably be retitled to Trends I'd like to see more in hard copies of fantasy books. That's a mouthful. Okay, I'm just derailing myself in this video right now. Give me pretty end pages so I can look at them all the time and take nice photos. Now that I think about it, I think this is just me trying to get more aesthetic photos out of books. Next thing I'd really like to see are deckled edges. For those of you who don't know what deckled edges are, you can either Google it or go to my YouTube user page, and my banner photo is literally a zoom up of deckled edges. My username is now Deckled Edges. You can tell I'm really obsessed with deckled edges. I can appreciate a clean, smooth edge. That's some tasty stuff right there. But deckled edges, there's something so rustically, vintage and handmade about uncut edges, and I just love me some of that. Deckled edges. Give me more. I'm gonna have a whole shelf of books that are just deckled edges. Wow, that would be just the best thing on the planet. Okay, sticking with the outside of the book, another thing I really like to see are embossings in books. What I mean by embossing is like, can you see it? No, you can't. This stuff where it's like pressed into the cover and you can like feel the texture of it. It doesn't even have to be like inked in. It can just be straight up the same shade as the book, but it's just got the little logo icon image pressed into it. It's just so beautiful. And like doing that on the cover as well, the Witchwood paper has that. Like, I don't know, can you see it? I don't know how to show it to you. I might try and take a photo, but like it's raised and you can feel the texture of it. That's some like, yes, need me a lot more of that. Those are so fun. It's like a little surprise when you take off the dust jacket. It's like, no, it's not just one plain color. It's got a little bit of a surprise in there. I think this is the last thing to do with the outer aesthetic of books, but this one refers specifically to paperbacks. And since I don't have actually any paperbacks that have this example on it, I'm going to use my sketchbook. One thing I really like to see is paperback covers, but ones that have like a flap. They're like the dust jackets, but it's like the cover of a paperback that just like flaps inwards. Those are so fun and so cute, and they just, I don't know, it's like a little bit of like a little ooh surprise on a paperback. Paperbacks are like, I think, utilitarian more than like collectors and like aesthetic. But if they had those like inside flaps to the paper jackets, that would just add a little bit more, I don't know, something to it. Last but not least, this is not a thing that I want to see more of, this is a thing that I'd like to see less of, is stickers. Like award stickers that are printed onto the dust jackets. No, don't do that. I want the pretty art to stay the way it is. Don't ruin it by putting your freaking seal of honor. Yes, it is wonderful and great that the book received those awards, but do you really want to mar the aesthetic of it by putting the seal on the book? Like, have the stickers, have them on the inside. Of course, that like isn't doing much for advertising and giving the book like the positive points that you want it to with these seals of amazing achievements by putting them on the inside, but like at least have them on the cover where they're easy to peel off. My local bookstore here actually does stickers that like are so easy to peel off. That's just the best thing. Barnes & Noble, step up your game. Make the adhesive less tacky. Like, make it easy to remove so I don't have ugly stickers ruining my books. And ugly stickers on covers, 2K18. Am I right, people? So, moving on to inside of books in terms of like, this is kind of like an overlap between aesthetic and content. I'd really love to see some detailed maps. Like, really detailed maps. I'm not talking just like this stuff where it's like the terrain. I want to know the exact coordinates of where the cottage that these people lived in is. Give me something that's that detailed. Like Mackenzie Lee's map over here that came in the Owl Crate box, that is 100. It's not detailed, but it has like little jokes put in there, and that's like a good compromise between having an insanely detailed map that like folds out 8 times from the book and like a small map with like its little quirks in it. You know, that's perfect. Give me that. Give me something fun that I can sit and spend like 20 minutes staring at. I'm never referring to them. I never really refer to them. Like the land and the universe just kind of builds itself in my head as I read it. So maps are mostly useless unless you make them interesting to me. Give me illustrations within maps. And pay designers for it. Speaking of maps in books, I'd also like to see character lists in books, but in the front. Whitney from Witty Novels actually mentioned this while she was reading this book in particular. She thought it would have been more efficient and convenient for her to have a list at the front so she knew who was being referred to, because there's apparently a lot of characters in here. Oh, hello! Okay, never mind, there is! Well, isn't that nice? Give me more of this. Give me family trees in the front of the book. That's really nice. I can now keep track of who's kid. I'd also like to see chapter titles that aren't just like Chapter 27 or Chapter LXIV. I don't know what Roman numeral that is. I don't know what... I could Google it, but I'm not going to. I'm lazy. Just give me an interesting chapter title. All of Rick Riordan's books have some fantastic and hilarious chapter titles. Harry Potter didn't exactly have hilarious chapter titles, but like The Potion Master. I want some chapter titles that like prepare me for what's coming, but still like, it like sets up the tone for that chapter of the book. And I just, you know, reading like chapter 14 is just boring as hell. Every single word that's in the book, in my opinion, should be engaging, and that includes chapter titles. Last but not least, things I would really love to see in books are people of color on the covers. This is happening more now. There's so many books coming out that have got beautiful photos of people of color with varying skin tones, like Let's Talk About Love is coming out, Love, Hate, and Other Filters, When Diplomat Rishi from Twinkle with Love, My So-Called Bollywood Life. So many books are coming out with people of color on them, and I just want more. Like, how wonderful is it to see someone on the cover that looks like you? That is just, when I saw when Diplomat Rishi, when I saw that book, I'm not gonna lie, I teared up. Like, I really almost started crying, because I think that's one of the first books here in the States that I've seen someone like me on a cover. That's an experience I think children, babies, toddlers, young adults, tweens, like adults deserve to see. Give me all people of color on covers. You know, just do it. Don't not give people of color their moment to shine. That's all I have for trends I'd like to see in books. Let me know what you'd like to see in hard copies of books down below in the comments, and I will see you when I see you. Thanks for watching.